I felt like I didn't want to leave Brooke alone this time. I've
I
done it
just
in
like
several
fanning
other.
myself.
I know, and I've done.
I
You've
love
done it in several videos, and I was like, I should join because I have a fan.
I
So.
loved the parallels of you two picking out your fans and me and
What?
me and
Just sitting
Wes
there like,
just
just not like, what are y'all doing? But hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and where you can come to us, always come to us first to quench your reality thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink that tea because you know I love me some tea per. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I was not trying to be all sexy with my shoulder out, but whatever. Anyway, I am currently drinking Coke and water because hydration is important and it was a long recording day, so I have it all. But if I was drinking anything else, I'll probably be drinking out of my cup mug. And you can get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com, where we do ship internationally and domestically. So there are no excuses. And I'm listening to
Lewis.
them. Oh, never forget the shade.
we've
We've established this.
we've established this. It's gonna
It'll
happen.
happen when it happens.
It will happen when it happens. We'll I'll
We
wait
just don't
for
expect it.
I'll wait for a certain match that we initially thought wouldn't happen, but maybe could be happening at some point in the future, maybe. Right, anyway, hello everyone. I'm a McKenny laddie from Maddie. Maddie? Right, let me start that again. Maddie.
Yeah.
Let me start that again. Hello everyone. Lucha thing. No, hi everyone. I'm Lewis Thorpe. I'm a McKenny laddie from Manny. And I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
Well,
Santino.
that's what happened. That's what happened. You
Santino.
weren't ready. You weren't ready. But you know what else?
No, and
Nobody's ready.
Nobody's ready.
Nobody is
ready for Asuka.
Or Lana, I was going to
Or
say.
yeah, well,
Alana.
listen, I wish that were true, but you know what it is. There'll be some people ready for Oscar, but everybody be ready for me. It's Wes. I'm here again for some wrestling, and I'm ready to talk about the Royal Rumble. Super excited, and I'm ready to have a blast.
And hi everybody, it's Brooke, rocking the Dynamite Diamond Ring as usual. And I'm very excited to talk about my favorite event of the year, and Lana's favorite event of the year, and Wes's favorite event of the year, and I'm assuming an event Lewis likes a lot. So
You can hold on. No, favorite event of the year. Yeah.
we never said it publicly.
Right, you
Okay,
never
I
said
know
it publicly.
I know it's Lana's and I know it's Wes's, and if I knew it was yours, I would have included you in that as well. So now I know everyone here's favorite event of the year, the Royal Rumble.
I think it's everybody's favorite event of the year. I have watched so many videos and heard so many podcasts talking about Royal Rumble, and everybody says the same thing. This is my favorite event of the year. It's always the best time leading up to Royal Rumble. We get a lot of new things happening, a lot of great things happening. I love this event.
It's the Christmas of the wrestling calendar. Because you don't
Low-key,
know what you're gonna
yeah.
get. You don't know what
Yeah.
you're gonna get. You're
Absolutely.
unraveling, and then oh my god, hurricane again! Like hurricanes. The hurricane to the Royal Rumble is like getting socks at Christmas.
You'll never
You're
turn it
always gonna
down. You'll never be mad about it. You'll never turn it down. But it's kind of like, oh, socks.
Right. You're never mad at it because guess what? When that day comes and it's cold outside, you put them socks on. You like these socks are actually.
There's a
very
hurricane
cold.
coming through.
Period, and you love it.
Exactly.
And just before we get started, let's shout out to Topher, the Toph, who could not be with us today because he's not feeling well and won't be with us on our review show, our recap show, because they'll be on a cruise. But they're actually going to the Rumble, so
This is all just a ploy to set up them entering number 30.
period.
And and I'm here for it.
About to get eliminated by, I don't know, who's somebody random. Shane McMahon with his torn quad. Just the torn quad.
Well, yeah, shout out to Toph. And yeah. So before we get started, because we are talking about the Rumble and we got a lot to talk about. But before we get started, subscribe to this channel. You know you want to. You like us. We see you watching. Our numbers are going up for our wrestling videos, which I'm very excited about. So I see you watching. And so since you're watching, hit the subscribe button. Let us know that you appreciate what we're doing because we're doing this for you. And hit that subscribe button, follow, share the notification bells when we drop videos because we drop videos almost every single day. Also, if you're a fan of drag or anything drag related, go follow us on our main channel at The Cup Pod, The Cup of Reality, where we talk about all things drag race and drag period. Content comes out almost every single day. Or if you're a fan of Eurovision, you can go over to that channel, The Cup ESC, where, from what I'm hearing, everything is ramping up and people are getting more and more excited about Eurovision. And so you can go and subscribe to that channel as well.
Yep.
We see you watching. Look, we see y'all watching, but the subscriptions are not adding up. Y'all are watching those videos, but y'all are not subscribing. So please, please, please subscribe to the channels, support us so we can grow our channel as well. And if you want to help us monetarily, go to our main channel, hit the $sign button down there, give us the super thanks. All the money that you donate to this channel goes right back into this podcast to help us be better for you. Now, we've gotten all the business part out the way. Let's get to the fun because it's Royal Rumble time and we got things to talk about. And so we just go jump in. We go get the two matches out the way before the Rumbles because why not? Because
let's be real, we be caring about the Rumble, so we
gotta absolutely
right.
We really not. We lost Wes on that one. So let's move to this one.
There we go. Oh,
yeah!
Surprise return.
Oh my god!
Oh, I don't like that one.
I don't like this. I don't like this layout.
I don't like that one either. Nope. We'll just do this one. We'll just do this one. Because I don't like that one.
We do an old reliable.
Yeah, we'll just do an old reliable because baby, that was not good. Nope.
Old reliable, yes, I love this.
Not that, Lewis. We can't cut out those our buddies. We can't.
There we go.
We'll stick to this one. We'll just stick to this one.
This is cute. All right.
It's fine. I was hoping we have the bigger one, but I didn't edit it right, so it's fine. Here we go. So let's get to the first match. Everyone just get out of the way. Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship. I'm gonna let y'all go because honestly, I don't care.
I also don't care. The big reason I don't care is, when Logan won the belt at Crown Jewel, we talked about it, as a group collective, that Ray hadn't really done much with the belt, and we were curious to see where things go. They have went nowhere. There has been nothing going on. Logan hasn't been on TV hardly at all. I mean, we know he's a part-timer, but still, I figured maybe with the belt he'd show up at least once in a blue moon. He really just hasn't been on TV. But the thing is, I don't think Kevin Owens is going to be winning this belt here, which is a bummer because I miss Kevin Owens being the U.S. champ during that feud with like AJ Styles all those years ago, when he was like being the foreign heel from Canada as the U.S. champion, and everybody hated it, but I loved it. So yeah, I think Paul's retaining through chicanery, and I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, well, here's a reality check. All right, guys, here's the reality check. Reality check is what's going to happen is, unfortunately, we're going to watch Logan Paul retain because, guys, I can't think of a match I care about less. And to be completely honest, but you know what Logan Paul does for the brand? He is going to take a Victoria's Secret U.S. title belt photo shoot and he is going to get some major for headway for the U.S. title brand, right? That's what was supposed to happen. And so after sexy shower pics and Instagram photos with the belt, I kid you not, Lana, if you are not up to date, Logan Paul has been doing some crazy things with this belt. Like, I don't know if I would want it around my waist after where it's been. I'm just saying. I wouldn't imagine. I think it's only going to get worse. I think Logan Paul's going to keep his belt, and the gimmicks and the antics are going to get worse. I kid you not. That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you. Look it up. It's real. Some people in this audience know what I'm talking about, and they don't want to. They want to forget.
Didn't want to talk about it.
Okay. I wasn't going to say anything because honestly, I don't care. But now that Wes has brought this point up, and Brooke has brought up their points, here's the thing. After Logan Paul won this belt at Crown Jewel, I agree with Brooke. I was like, it's not that bad that Logan Paul has this belt. He'll bring eyes to the company. It'll make, people who weren't a fan of the business maybe become fans, maybe even just watch for Logan Paul. Maybe Logan Paul will do more. Like I didn't expect him to wrestle every week. I don't expect him to be on Raw every week or SmackDown every week to wrestle every week. But come in from time to time, do a promo, send in a video. But apparently he's been doing Instagram videos and pictures of the belt and God knows where, which I feel like
that's right.
If we're trying to bring dignity to the belt, like they be saying with all these different belts, and we want to bring dignity, then why did you give it to Logan Paul? Like, what are we doing here? And now it's just becoming the joke that it's the U.S. title meant something at some point. Like, remember when it actually meant something when people had it was like, oh yes, we're the U.S. champs. It meant something. Now this belt has not meant anything in a very long time. And now with the foolery and the chicanery that's going on now with Logan Paul, it's meaning even less, which it's crazy we have a championship match that nobody cares about. That's just like
absolutely. And Lana, imagine that we didn't learn our lesson from part-timers holding belts. I thought we'd learned this lesson.
I thought.
Anyone look at Roman Reigns and you haven't been on TV lately. Ever. Man, I don't care. And then we got Logan Paul, who's even more MIA than Roman Reigns.
Right.
I wouldn't go that far.
He is. We've seen Roman in the last 3-4 weeks on SmackDown.
Logan Paul was on SmackDown last week. One, but two, I'm just saying.
How long has it been since he won this belt? We ain't seen him till this feud came up with Kevin Owens.
Valid. He hasn't defended it once. Roman hasn't defended the WWE title in a hot minute either. They're both bad. But the big difference here is Roman at least has history with the company of being a full-time performer, and Logan doesn't have that.
Absolutely.
But on top of that, I think the biggest problem I have with it is that we have 2 mid-card titles on the main roster in WWE. Okay? You compare the prestige of the Intercontinental Championship right now to the prestige of the U.S. title, it is a huge gap.
Huge gap.
Granted, part of that has to do with Gunther and what he has been able to do for that title, but we could be doing that, or not that exact thing, but something similar with the U.S. title belt. Magic Kevin Owens had this belt right now, and or Santos Escobar has this belt right now, and you just have Santos running through SmackDown, dominating the mid-card. Because it's not like he hasn't been on TV. He's been on TV. So it's just frustrating to me that we have gotten to this point with this belt where we could be in such a better position from one tiny tweak.
And not to talk about it too long, because we've already given this match more runtime than people will probably care about on the actual product. But something that I see as a real big, I think it's a big part of a bigger problem in the WWE, which is the mid card just doesn't get highlighted anymore because the tag belts are over in Timbuk 3. The US title belt is going over and is on Instagram, and then the Intercontinental Champion hasn't changed hands in a million years, which is good for the IC belt, but it's left this hollowing effect of the mid card, and it wasn't this way even 5 years ago or 10 years ago on WWE. And so I feel like we're really missing a mid-card champion. We're missing the mid-card force because no one's going to call Gunther a mid-card force. He's obviously far at leagues above that. So that's what the U.S. champion should be. It's supposed to be that belt that can catapult someone from the mid-card maybe into the high mid-card. Like a Shinsuke Nakamura holding this belt or something would be really cool, would be really great. And you know what? To be honest, if Kevin Owens got this belt, I mean, I think that Kevin Owens is a great wrestler. I think that he could, there have been multiple times that he's been in the main event, but I feel like we need a mid-carder to be holding this belt and a mid-card workhorse. And Logan Paul is the farthest thing from that.
Lewis?
Thank you. I'm excited to watch this match. I always appreciate Logan Paul as a worker, as in a match sense, in a match quality sense. So I'm excited on that front. Talking about all this risk game business on Instagram, that was never an issue when HBK was doing it back in the day. Why is it an issue now?
I mean, I didn't. It was.
I'm just saying. There is.
I thought it was a joke then. I was like,
let's be honest. Let's be honest. The internet was different back when HBK was doing it and when Logan Paul is doing it.
I'm about to say there was no.
That's what
in what sense? In what sense?
There was no internet when HBK was doing it. There was no internet.
Like, but no one was up in arms about it. Like,
okay, right. But you know what HBK didn't have? Wait, hold on. You know what HBK didn't have? A bunch of 15 million CryptoPunks kids scrolling your Instagram feed.
Are we talking about
seeing you with nothing but a title belt?
I'm sure it's not that. Let me go and check his Instagram. I'm sure.
Okay, regardless of anything about Logan Paul's shenanigans with the belt outside of the company, that's all there have been is shenanigans with the belt outside the company, right? We haven't seen him.
I will agree on the front that I would love him to be more present and doing more with the company, but my love for him as a worker outweighs that, and I've grown to the point where I'm like, okay, yeah, I agree. I would love someone like a Santos Escobar to be champion right now, because Santos is doing a lot for the company currently, and he's a top heel. But I think Logan as champion does a lot for the brand, and he gets a lot more exposure on the brand, and I'm fine with that right now.
I mean, I guess maybe it just comes back to how you see the U.S. title and what it's supposed to be. Because to me, I like the idea of the mid-card title always being the stepping stone championship, right? This is the belt where they test the waters, 2, they give you time to let the fans be exposed to you before they push you up to the main event, right? That's what the North American title has always been in NXT. That feels like what the IC title is about to become with Gunther. I worry that the U.S. title is going to start, I mean, it already has, but even further, just keep losing prestige because nobody's defending it, and that is worrisome because as much as the brand is getting exposure from Logan Paul carrying around the U.S. title everywhere, because he does do that, it's just the belt itself isn't getting any value because it's being held on a non-factor, and that's frustrating and aggravating, and he's going to keep this damn belt on Saturday, and he's not losing it until Mania to LA Knight or something. But yeah.
I mean, I'll say this. Logan Paul brings eyes. Sure. The WWE already has millions and millions of eyes. It wasn't like they were lacking eyes. But here's my thing. Logan Paul, when he is here and when he's in the ring, does great in the ring. I'll give him that. I just feel like giving him a championship and making him come and do more things in the company just depletes the reason for giving him the championship. Because it's like, if you're not going to work, then you don't have the history like like Roman Reigns did or like a John Cena did to become the part-time. He came in and got the belt as a part-timer, and it's like that's the frustrating part about all of this. I'm like, if you're going to come in and get the belt as a part-timer, why are we giving you such a prestigious, like, let him just come in and be a part-timer. Come in, work a specialty match, and then go on about your business. Why are we giving you a belt that is not going to be defended ever, but once every pay-per-view? And then maybe not even then. It's just like, what? It's just a little frustrating.
I think it's too early to be making that exaggeration, though. Like, there's only been one pay-per-view between him earning the championship and this pay-per-view now.
But he ain't been in nothing else.
He's not been here.
He ain't even been in the company to cut a promo. That's
literally won the Belted Crown Jewel, didn't show up on TV for a month after that. Like, there's an issue, and I think we kind of need to move on because we are talking a little bit too much time.
But I'm like comparing that exaggeration to the point of Roman Reigns. If we're making that comparison, this fails to compare in to Roman Reigns' work schedule.
Roman Reigns but he's been the workhorse before. Logan Paul ain't never been the workhorse, so he's never had. I can't see us ever comparing a Logan Paul to a Roman Reigns or a Logan Paul to a John Cena. Like, never. It's even as far as their work schedule, because you have to build up to get to that point. Roman Reigns worked so he could become a part-timer, and he doesn't have to defend every week or even once a month. Logan Paul just comes in. Like, the first time we saw him was at a Mania last year. And
around that, yeah.
Around that time, he came in, he was a Mania, he would go. Come back, he do another pay-per-view, and then he go. And he just does pay-per-views. So it's like he only does pay-per-views. Why do we put a championship on that? I don't know. But I don't write for the WWE. That ain't my call. He go keep the belt. I agree with Brooke to Mania. What do y'all think? What's the predictions for this match? Is it going to Kevin? Is it going to Logan? I think it's staying with Logan to Mania.
I'll play devil's advocate and say I hope it goes to Kevin. But we'll see.
What I want and what I think are going to happen are two very different things. So I will be picking Logan with the understanding that if Kevin wins, I will be throwing a party. So.
I want and think Logan win.
Cool. We move to the championship match with LA Knight, Randy Orton, AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns.
Now this is a match. This is a match. If you look at the people in the ring, now the real question is, and I want to know everyone's thoughts on this: what feud between AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and LA Knight's going to come out of this match after Roman obviously wins, but it's going to start some beef somewhere?
Well, as the resident AJ Styles stand account here, out of the four of us, he is one of my favorites of all time. I think the big overwhelming person I think we need to be looking at post this match isn't Roman, isn't AJ, isn't Randy, it's LA Knight. Because not only is LA the only person who's gotten a shot at Roman already and lost, right? He's still establishing himself in that main event. AJ Styles and Randy Orton's legacies are secure. You know, if they take a loss here, that's fine. All eyes need to be on LA Knight here to see what he's going to be able to do before and after and during this match. If LA Knight takes the pin here, I don't know where he goes. I don't think he can stay in that, like, challenging for the world title, top of the card position. If he doesn't take the pin here, I could see him going to a U.S. title program with Logan Paul at Mania. I think that'd be really compelling. I think it'd be interesting, and it would finally get the belt on LA Knight. Obviously, Roman's retaining. I don't see a world where Roman loses the belt here unless it's like The Rock chicanery to set up another match or whatever. And maybe get like Cody Randy at Mania for the WWE title. I could see that. But that's also like a 0.1% chance of happening at best. So still leaning Roman here. I don't know who I want to take the pin. I think any of these people can afford a loss right now. So it's really going to be interesting to see what happens.
I agree. Like, I'm just worried. My position on LA Knight was, I think there was a lot of momentum, and there was so many possibilities when that momentum wasn't. And I'm not saying that momentum isn't there anymore. I'm just saying that there was a lot more momentum back around Money in the Bank that time of last year. I think the US title program that you mentioned makes the most sense with LA Knight. I just don't know what they're gonna do with AJ and Randy going into Mania. Maybe just have them to.
They already had a WrestleMania match.
That's the
These
thing,
two
though.
have already fought at
Exactly.
WrestleMania.
Exactly. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
And it wasn't even that long ago either. It was like 3 years ago they fought at WrestleMania. And
Yeah.
I feel like people kind of forget that it even happened because it wasn't exactly like, I don't want to say it was bad. It just wasn't very important. It kind of got shoved into a mid-card program for both of them. But like, Randy Orton they're both nearing the end of their careers. Okay. They're both over the hill. They have wrestled more matches than they will wrestle ever again. We all know that. In a way, I kind of want to see where both of them can go and just not have to do a repetitive feud. Randy Orton and AJ Styles can both be used to build up a new generation of talent and fight with them. Imagine like AJ Styles fighting like, I don't know, like Santos Escobar at WrestleMania. I'm not saying that exact matchup, but something to that effect would be compelling and captivating and interesting to see what would happen. Putting him with Randy again just feels a bit repetitive to me, and I don't want to see it again.
I'm not saying I want that. I just wasn't sure where they would go from here.
Yeah, well, I think it's pretty obvious where they're going to go. At least to me, I think that you just said, and I agree with both of your points, that AJ Styles and Randy Orton should be used to fuel the next generation of superstars. Well, the next generation of superstars, I mean, LA Knight is going to be that. He won't be for very long because of his age, but he's definitely swarming into the mainstream right now in mass, and he is basically mainstream probably today. But what would make him even more is, let's say we do see LA Knight take a pin, an opportunistic pin by the tribal chief, but who put him there? And it doesn't matter if it's Randy Orton or AJ Styles. If one of them puts them in a position where LA Knight takes the loss, that could lead to a AJ Styles LA Knight feud or a Randy Orton LA Knight feud going into Mania. Both of them no longer have to worry about their spot in the Mania picture. They don't have to be fighting the tribal chief because we already know that neither of them are going to be fighting the tribal chief. And so I think that's what they're going to do with this match. It might even be a three-way match. It might be a feud between the two of them. But I think that LA Knight is either feuding with heel AJ Styles or heel Randy Orton by the time we get to Mania. That's my thoughts on it. What about you, Lana?
I don't know. You know, this is a match for me that I was like, I don't know where it's going to go besides Roman winning, because Roman's not going to lose the belt until Mania if he does. But I just don't know what this is going to lead, where the story is behind this one, because it's like it should be, like you said, we saw the Randy AJ match before. Not saying we are very over WWE and putting matches that we've seen before back on a card again. We've seen that several times, but we've seen that match before. LA Knight, I feel like his push is being tilted a little bit. Like he was getting pushed so much, and then now all of a sudden he's just like dropping in the, like, I don't know. I feel like this match, as much as I love Randy Orton and AJ Styles, it shouldn't have been a four-way match. Like, as much as I love this idea, but it shouldn't have been, because it would have been more. It probably would have been more if it was just LA Knight against Roman Reigns, even though we've already seen that. It's just, I don't know. This one is the most confusing match. I don't know where it goes after this, but I agree with, if they do set up a feud with AJ and LA Knight or Randy and LA Knight, that'll be good for LA Knight. But what happens to the person who is not in the feud? Where do they go from there? Do they have a WrestleMania spot for them since they're not in the Rumble? Or do we see this match happen before the men's Rumble match and somebody just happens to be involved in the Royal Rumble match? Do we see them do double duty?
I hate that. I would hate
It's
that.
just like, well, do we see that happen? And so I don't know where it goes from there, but whatever it is,
honestly,
Roman's winning.
The worst thing to happen to LA Knight in the last year was losing the Money in the Bank. I think that made the most sense. LA Knight winning the Money in the Bank back then made the most sense, and I think by losing that, at the time I thought, oh, okay, maybe this is just like a block in the road, and it's gonna lead to something much bigger for him. He got the main event spot. He had that match with Roman. Okay, he's in this match. Okay, but I feel like it would have been much bigger for him if he had that briefcase. And I can't help but feel like I love Damien, but I can't see a cash-in that would make sense. I don't want to talk too much on Damien because we're talking about this match, but I don't see where a cash-in would make sense anymore.
Well, I mean, we can't talk about Damien because it does involve this belt and it does involve this match a little bit to me too, because we could be living in a world where LA Knight had the Money in the Bank briefcase, right? If LA Knight would have won Money in the Bank, which if I remember correctly, every person here on the podcast, when we did our Money in the Bank predictions last year, called LA Knight winning that match. And we're now living in a world where, LA Knight's not in that position anymore. He's lost a little bit of that fan support that he had that made him so popular in the first place because he's not the new shiny toy anymore. Which is a bummer because he's still incredible on the mic. He's really solid in the ring. He's literally, he is almost the perfect WWE branded wrestler. Like, he has everything he needs to succeed. But because they haven't done much with him in, off and on in about 4 or 5 months now, we really haven't got to keep that fan support around him that, in my opinion, he deserves to have.
Yeah, and let's be honest,
which is a bummer.
It's a company fumbling of the Money in the Bank. It's not just LA Knight, it's just not Damian Priest, because even Damian Priest's multiple attempted cash-ins being stunted, the more you try to do something, the less shock value it's going to have when it actually happens. And as an example, I think anyone who looks at this match, if we were to go back 3 years and you look at this match, they'd be like, oh, wow, there's a really good chance that this is a great place for a Money in the Bank cash-in match because a bunch of people are going to, 3 main eventers are going to be able to wail on Roman. And so if he survives all odds and keeps that belt, boom, the Damian Priest cash-in. And you'd think that, or the Money in the Bank cash-in, this would be prime real estate. But we know that Roman Reigns has superpowers. And so we know that if Damian Priest is going to go for a cash-in on Roman, we know it must fail. And that's just kind of one of those issues about having such a godlike figure on a podium, of having this long of a championship reign. Kind of happening with Gunther too. It's kind of hard to touch them. They become untouchable, and so it's very difficult. I wouldn't be surprised if I wanted to make like a really crazy prediction. What if Damian Priest cashes in right here, right now, and then maybe the Randy Orton or AJ Styles, because AJ Styles is trying to do the lone wolf bit. Maybe one of them is going to stooge for Roman Reigns and stop it themselves and kind of turn heel in that way and side with Roman. Who knows what's going to happen? But if I had to guess, one of them is going to feud with LA Knight. The other one is going to have some fun dynamic with either Money in the Bank or, Randy doesn't need this match to find a reason to go to WrestleMania. So if I had to guess, if I had to make all sorts of predictions, it's going to be AJ Styles, LA Knight at WrestleMania. There's going to be some match between them. Randy can just fight a freaking tree branch and he'll find his way to Mania. And then, of course, we know what Roman's going to do. But that does leave the problem of why wouldn't we see a cash-in here? But we've already seen it. 17 times we've already seen where clear cash-ins could take place. And then Priest just doesn't do it.
You just said something.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Sorry. I didn't mean to talk over you. I have an idea, but it ties into something that I'll bring up later on.
Okay, you just said something that just triggered my whole brain. Randy Orton does not need this to go to WrestleMania. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. And something Randy Orton said in an interview just recently or a little while ago that I've heard, I was like, huh. He said his dream match would be him and John Cena doing it one more time at WrestleMania. Now, we know John Cena always seemed to show up around WrestleMania to have that one big match left around WrestleMania. We got Randy Orton, who's about, like Brooke said, more matches in his past than he has in his future. And if Randy Orton is at a place where he can ask for a dream match, and I feel like Triple H should be the one to give him the dream match. There is a universe where we see Randy Orton fighting John Cena at WrestleMania, not for anything, no stakes involved, just nostalgia reasons for them. And maybe Randy say this might be it. This might be my last match. I'll take this. Although he does want another run because he says he wants to be a 16-time champion, 15, 16-time champion. So that just a thought that just ran through my mind that could possibly happen.
And the crazy thing too, talking about Randy and John having a match at Mania, they have never had a
They've never done
singles match at WrestleMania.
That's why they wanted to do it.
Was it 24 was when they had that triple threat with Triple H that Randy won? But them actually having a one-on-one match at WrestleMania has never happened.
That's why he said he wanted to do it, because they've never done it, and he wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm. And Cena just made that announcement, a few things that he said he wanted to be retired by the time he was 50. And he's 47, so I could see it happening. Cena coming around for Mania would not surprise me. But at this point, I think it's literally just looking like, for this match in particular, I think just Occam's razor here, Roman's retaining. But I could see a world where Triple H gets blinded by a little bit of the wacky tobacco and gives the belt to Randy.
So that's not happening. I hope that there's not a single viewer of this channel that even has a modicum of hope that will happen, because it won't, and their dreams will be dashed.
Agreed.
There's not a human being alive. The sky is blue. The grass is green. Roman Reigns is champion.
Absolutely. He's not giving it up at the Rumble. No.
Well, we do need to talk about one more thing real quick about Roman, because we've talked about Roman. It seems like he's set for a date with Cody at Mania again. Maybe. But there is the lingering Dwayne of it all.
I was say maybe.
Yeah, because the thing about The Rock, okay, because last year when we did our Royal Rumble predictions, I vividly remember two members of this panel were very thoroughly convinced that Dwayne Johnson was going to be in the Royal Rumble and win it and fight Roman at Mania, which did not end up happening. No, not trying to be shady, just friendly reminder for our folks.
I said it. I own up to it. I said it.
Yeah, you did. I don't think it's a bad call. And this is what I told Wes when we talked about it. That match does not need the WWE title to be compelling. So the only way I see Roman dropping a belt anytime that is not before WrestleMania is if he is fighting The Rock. And to me, this would be the only real time where it would make sense, because he's not supposed to be at Elimination Chamber.
True.
So.
True.
But that's
my thing with that.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
My thing with that is, if Roman Rock does happen at Mania, it's got to be main event. It's not going to be middle of show. It's going to be closer, if anything. I don't know if I can have a WrestleMania night where the title match is not the main event, and I hated that when they did that with Reigns Undertaker.
We got to remember though. A few years back, we only had one night of WrestleMania, right? And we had two world titles. Now we got two, but we had two world titles. One of them never got to main event every year. One of them wasn't in the main event. Heck, 35, we had the women's main event too. So like it happened a few times now where one of these world titles doesn't get to main event. If that were to happen, awesome, great. Other matches deserve an opportunity to main event WrestleMania that isn't just the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight title or whatever,
Yeah, okay.
Roman The Rock would need a main event. I wouldn't
which
even
one?
dispute it.
Which one is it gonna be? Rollins versus CM Punk or Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns? Which ones are you taking off of the main events of WrestleMania to put in freaking The Rock?
You're very confident that they're the main events.
By the way, I'm very confident those are the main
Assuming
events.
that Cody is fighting for the WWE title and the Roman doesn't have the belt under this hypothetical situation, it would be Cody Randy in my opinion. But if it's that case, bump Cody Randy. It doesn't need a main event. Seth and Rollins is a really compelling story that has had a lot of time to build.
Not
versus
Seth
Cody
and
Randy. Sorry, Seth and Punk. Right,
Punk.
that match is already building really well. Cody Randy doesn't need to main event. It could be the opener on a night, and I would be totally fine with that. I mean, again, the women's titles hardly ever get to main event. Period. So and those are, in my opinion, up there with the WWE title and with the World Heavyweight title. So we are, no matter what, two of the big belts don't get to main event anyway. So if Roman and The Rock is happening, you can make that a main event of night 1 or night 2, and I don't think you lose any prestige to that match or that belt.
Yeah, and you're right. You're right. I will relent that. But something I won't relent on is the sky is not red, the grass is not blue, and unfortunately, that means disaster for you because Roman Reigns is still retaining. Roman Reigns is retaining. Like, why are we talking about nonsense?
You went through all these fucking analogies. I'm like, just get to the fucking point.
No, I agree. I think Roman is retaining, but I just like talking about hypotheticals. I think it's fun.
I mean, I'm with you, Brooke, because that's why we're on this podcast to talk about all the different scenarios. And I think in a crazy topsy-turvy universe, Roman could drop his belt and then fight Dwayne The Rock Johnson at WrestleMania without a belt, or he can keep his belt, and still fight The Rock at the WrestleMania for the belt, because I don't think Cody is winning this Royal Rumble. I think it's gonna be CM Punk. So Cody Rhodes will still have to find a way to wrestle Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, because he won't get there during this Rumble, and it's going to be CM Punk facing Seth Rollins from this Rumble. That's that. Now, even if Roman Reigns holds on to this belt, which I agree, I think he is, my grass is green and my sky is blue, I do think Roman is winning, and he's not letting go of the belt. But just in case this guy decides to turn purple, and he does drop his belt, I mean, I won't be mad at Randy getting it. I mean, I kind of want Randy to get it. That's me personally.
There's only one scenario where I see Roman dropping the belt here. No, no, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Your sky is blue.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
He's not dropping the belt.
There's only one way. There's only one way he drops.
That feeling of like, wait, there's this way. That's called hope.
We don't have hope.
No, what I'm saying is before. I don't mean right here. I mean before Mania period.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one way, and it says if it's Dwayne himself.
I mean, I will also say one more thing too. He just passed Bruno Sammartino's shorter reign with the Universal title. He just passed it a few days ago. So he's now 4th all time. And you know, he's nearing 3-2 because they're only 4 days apart, and I think it's September next year where he'd pass both of those. So again, it's not next year, September this year. So we're getting to that point. Yeah, so
Jesus Christ!
It is just over 200 days away. Put it that way. So I mean, again, he's had the belt for, as of recording, 1,243 days.
God, wrestling must have been so fucking tired. Wrestling must have been so fucking boring back in the day.
I can imagine, like, having a belt that long is ridiculous. It's driving me, as much as I love Roman Reigns, which I do. I am a fan. I still love Roman Reigns. I will acknowledge him always. But Jesus Christ, man, let it go. Like, seriously, it's time. It was time a year ago. Like,
and it's not even 2 years. It's not even 1,200 days as a face champion.
No,
it's 1,200 days with a heel champion.
Like,
You can't even go, oh, the hero wins in the end all along. Like, that was the Bruno Sammartino, right? You look at this and it's like, oh, the guy you don't want to win wins every time. If you're talking about little Jimmy, the 5-year-old who's like, I love the faces.
Little
and
Jimmy.
Little Jimmy.
Little Jimmy.
Shout out R-Truth. R-Truth was killing the game right now. I just want to put that out there.
Y'all remember
was
Little
killing
Jimmy?
the game, period.
Y'all remember Little Jimmy?
Of course. That's what I said. R-Truth is killing the game right now. Shout out.
That's what I'm saying. Little Jimmy be watching right now, and he be rooting against Roman Reigns, and he be losing every time.
Every single time.
He be taking that
every
out.
single time. But yeah, we okay.
We talked.
We all know Roman.
We've talked this match today.
We talked this enough, because we know what's happening. But it's nice to think that maybe somebody else.
Hey guys, if you think Roman Reigns is going to win this title, click subscribe.
What? Everybody should be clicking right now.
Everybody
should be clicking right now. Period. But
listen, it's nice to have a match where we talk that fucking much about it, though.
Right. But let's get into what we came here to talk about. We're gonna start. Look, because I'm me and I'm hosting. We started with the men first because the ladies.
Listen,
the main event. Period.
Agreed.
And I will say this from the experience on my Twitters that I've seen, people who do Royal Rumble things, Lewis included, but other people who on my my timeline who does Royal Rumble like sweepstakes things, and like you pick your number and that number is who you're going, associated with in the Rumble. The women's match always goes first. Always goes first. Everybody wants to be in the women's match, and they be like, okay, we still got spaces for the men's match, so start picking some of the men. And folks like, okay. But the women's match always go first. So the main event here is going to be the women's match. So let's talk about this men's Royal Rumble. We'll do it like this. We'll talk about who's already involved first. Then we'll talk about who we think is going to show up from NXT. Then we'll talk about who's going to return. That as they've been in the company, they might be injured or they might be just gone for a minute. Who might return, and who are our surprises going to be? So, Brooke, I know you have the list ready of who is confirmed. So, tell us who from the men's match has already confirmed.
All right, friendly reminder: we are recording on January 24th. So, anybody that's been announced in between recording and upload date, if that's why they're not on this list. So, 11 people have been confirmed for the men's Royal Rumble. Those people are in the order they were announced. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, your Intercontinental Champion Gunther, all 3 members of Alpha Academy, that would be Chad Gable, Otis, and Akira Tozawa.
I was going to say, Maxine? What?
We'll get to
I forgot Akira. I forgot Akira existed.
Kofi Kingston and Damian Priest. To be clear, we have not had an announcement of Xavier Woods yet. We have not had an announcement of anybody else in Judgment Day. Those are the only 2 we have confirmed for those groups. Okay. And that also does include we have not had an announcement for R-Truth yet. Bummer.
Oh, wait, Tom and Nick ain't it?
Tom and Nick are not in it yet either.
Yeah, okay. You better watch them. They're tricky.
Watch out for Tom and Nick.
Watch out for Tom and Nick because they are tricky.
We see a lot. I want to see Nick in this match really bad, but
I mean, Tom and Nick are tricky characters, so we gotta be careful of them. So I'm gonna start with you, Lewis.
Oh shit.
Yep, I'm starting with you. I want to know first of all, who do you think from NXT will be brought up into the Rumble this year?
Oh gosh, NXT.
This isn't a difficult choice.
It's really not.
It's really not. Let's go with someone who I think is going to get a huge pop from the crowd, and he always gets a huge pop whenever he comes out. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick.
Whoop
that trick.
I know whoop that trick. I know
that's my
I don't even watch NXT.
Whoop that trick.
He is so fine. Oh my lord.
Yes, he is. Absolutely, he is. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. he is.
Listen, when that music hits, they're all gonna a whole entire baseball stadium is gonna be chanting "Whoop that trick."
There is now a gospel version of the
Yep.
Trip is gonna kill you chant, or Trip's gonna whoop that butt, or whatever. I can't remember the exact chant. It's on
Right.
Twitter. I want that to happen.
Who do you think?
Lordy, okay. I watch the most NXT here. I don't know about Lewis, but I watch NXT pretty much every week. So I'm gonna do two. One is who I think will happen, and two is who I want to happen. So I think Axiom is gonna show up. I don't really see a world where he doesn't. He's basically on the main roster now, anyways. He just lost the NXT, the Dusty Classic match last night on NXT with Nathan Frazier against Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin, which are a tag team now for some reason. So Axiom showing up, getting a proper main roster call up, maybe putting him on SmackDown sounds great to me. However, the person I want to show up is Lexis King. Okay, Mans has been doing some really cool stuff since he came into NXT a few months back. He is the artist formerly known as Brian Pillman Jr., if you are aware of AEW, Brian Pillman Jr. But he's been a really solid heel. He just pretty much buried Trey Bearhill on NXT last night. And now hopefully he's going to be getting a proper feud moving on, ideally with somebody like maybe Eddie Thorpe. But I really think he'd be a really interesting person to get thrown in here, especially because he's not really firmly established on NXT. And I miss when they would just throw NXT people into Royal Rumbles. Because, like, Santana Garrett, we were talking about her last week when we did our Royal Rumble look back video. And she didn't hardly anything in NXT, but she was in the Royal Rumble. So, I mean, I kind of want people that aren't fully established to show up every now and then. I think Lexis King's a great choice.
D.
Yeah. So here's the thing. All right, Lana, you know me. We are in the same ilk. We are not NXT viewers, right?
Right.
And so when it comes to my NXT wheelhouse, all I care about is that we see more NXT, period. Because here's the thing, all right? I am an example of a wrestling fan who does not watch NXT. Guess how many NXT people I know? Like 3. I know about like the Wesley for obvious reasons. I know about the Carmelo Hayes. I know about the Trick Williams. I know about some Ilya Dragunov. I know about the people who've won the titles, right? But like, show me, we have this other roster, and the Rumble is a place for NXT to be shown in the Rumble. I want more NXT in general. I don't care who it is, except for Baron Corbin, because if he comes, I want him to stay in NXT, and I want him to do great things, because he's doing great things in NXT, I know.
Yeah.
So now that they moved him away from Gable Stevenson, of course.
Yes, yeah. Just let Baron Corbin say NXT, but like anybody else, I'll take. I would take Ilya, but I know he's champion, I think, right now. Am I wrong? I don't know.
He is
Yeah,
but they do that from time to time.
They do
were
that.
the NXT champion before.
Yeah.
I
liked Raquel when she or Rodriguez when she was around for that, and so I'd be down for just Rumble's anybody. My view is more NXT, less Legacy, but that's also because I'm a young fan, so I have less attachment to Legacy. So any NXT, so I know their names, so I can like be ready for them when they hit the main roster. I'd be down for it. Also, Braun Breaker, right? We haven't even said his name.
Yeah.
I mean, he's Braun Breaker. Like, if you're eventually he has to make it to the main roster.
I'm a fan of his current. Well,
I think he'll be there. I do think so. I also, everybody said it, but nobody said it, so I'm gonna say it, and I know it's happening. We all know it's Carmelo. He's coming. He gonna be in the Rumble. I think he might have a decent showing in the Rumble as well. I think this is going to be a good moment for him to have a good showing, so they can bring him up to the main roster, and I feel like he's gonna have the same effect like Bianca Belair did her first year. Like, she was in there for a minute and straight out of NXT, and it was like she held a good time, a good while there in the Rumble. And then when she did come up to the roster, everybody was very happy to have her there. And then she came down the next year and won it. So it's kind of like, I think Carmelo could be somebody like that. Yeah,
question: where is Dragon Lee right now? I can't tell. Is he NXT? Is he main?
He's main roster. He's pretty much wrapping up his NXT stuff. I think at Vengeance Day, because he is fighting Obafemi for the North American title. Ideally, that is when he will leave NXT permanently and just be on the main roster, and we can stop with this main roster people having the North American title belt shenanigans thing.
Absolutely.
Because Obafemi, quick note, I didn't mention him earlier because he's just debuted like literally 2 months ago. Already the North American champion. This man is a star in the making. If you have not looked into Obafemi at all, do yourself a favor. Go watch his like anything in the breakout tournament that he was part of. Man's is huge. He is jacked. He is already a crowd favorite. He's going to be a star. He's going to be crazy big.
Okay.
Sweet.
So let's go in reverse order with this one. I'm gonna start with Wes on this one.
Sure.
Who do you think is making a return in this?
All
match?
right, and we talking men's Royal Rumble, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, because I'm gonna keep it there because I feel very heavy about women's Royal Rumble.
Me too.
But
Me too.
for
Mhm.
men's Royal Rumble, the return, surprise return, just a return, right?
Just
Just a return.
Yeah, somebody-
People that are
I
in
only
the
have-
company
I-
but are not.
Yeah. I only got one. I only got one, and I only want to see him, and that is Sheamus.
Mm.
Sheamus has been out of action since August.
Mm.
We have not seen him since August, and yet he is literally Sheamus. He's like, when I think of the Rumble, I think of someone getting bro kicked off the, through the top rope, over the top rope.
Absolutely.
And so he's also obviously one of my favorite wrestlers, or was and is, but he hasn't been seen since August, and I'm ready for him to come back in 2024. He was nursing a shoulder injury, I think, but I think this could be the time to bring him back. And I have to include, you give me his old theme. A bunch
Bring
of
it in my
people,
face, please.
social media wants it. The people want it. I want it, and I matter more than the people. So bring me back my written into my face. Give it right now. If I don't hear Shame for Fame when Shame comes out,
Shame for
We got
fame,
me
lobster
done.
head.
It's a
we got
shame.
it done. We can give me back. Give me my Sheamus back.
Lobster.
Absolutely. Okay.
That's it.
Brooke?
That's it.
I want Sheamus to come back too, but he'll be back soon enough. I have been missing one of my favorite people in this company for almost 2 years. Okay, he's apparently healed. He's doing great. He's, allegedly just able to return whenever he wants, and he just hasn't done it yet. So give me Big E, and
That was what I was going to say.
that will be.
That is what I was going to say.
That was the elephant in the room.
I love my man. I love my guy. I miss the New Day. Do you remember the New Day, everybody? You remember the New Day? I miss them. I like, as much as I love Xavier and Kofi, and I've told you all before, Xavier is my favorite member of the New Day. The three of them together is just such magic. It has never been replicated. I don't think it ever could be replicated in quite the same way. And I have missed Big E so much. So please, if you are healthy and you are able to go and these reports are correct, come back. If you are not, don't. Please stay away. We do not want you injured any more than you already were.
Absolutely.
So there's that. That's the only one I want.
Okay. I can go two directions with this.
Okay.
I could go a return that I'll be like, or a return where I'd be like, oh yay.
Okay, give me the first.
Okay,
I wanna hear.
the one is Braun Strowman.
Okay.
Valid.
I couldn't care if, that sounds horrible. Decent bloke. Doesn't do much for me as a wrestler. I mean, he's a great wrestler. Doesn't do much for me as a character. Someone who I would. It's not going to happen. Let me put this up. It's not going to happen. Someone who is employed with the WWE, has been employed with the WWE for a long time, and he's not going to wrestle again. So I don't know why I'm bothering to say this. It would be nice to see Bo Dallas. It would be very nice to see Bo
It would
Dallas.
be nice to see Bo
It
Dallas.
wouldn't, but it's not happening. But I'm just saying, it'd be nice, and it would get a pop. It would get, especially given the circumstances we're in.
Absolutely, he would get much respect from the WWE audience if he came back and
I
did
was
the Rumble.
surprised to see he was still on the payroll, and I'm happy he is. I'm very happy he is.
Oh, I love that. I love having little stipulations because we don't hear that bloke. I don't like him that much. We don't hear bloke a lot on this podcast.
Bloke.
I love that. He's a good bloke. I don't really care much for him, but good. I'm gonna have to start saying that more often. For me, I don't. As a return, mine was gonna be Big E, but Brooke said it, and we said we weren't gonna be repeating things. So now I have to think of who else would be a return that I would want.
And you would never say Big E, Lana, right?
I would never say Big E because Brooke already said it, so I don't need
that
to say
isn't
it
your
again.
choice.
That I don't need to say that because it's already in the atmosphere, right?
It's
Thanks,
already
Brooke.
in the atmosphere, yeah.
Brooke said it. Brooke said Big E, so there's no reason for me to say Big E because Brooke already said Big E. But Big E. I think I would want. I don't see. I'm trying to figure out who's gone, who I want to see come back. I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna say who's coming. I already know it ain't a surprise. He'll return, but a surprise, all in the same thing because he works for the company. He ain't never going nowhere. He always shows up. We go see Hurricane because we're getting a Hurricane coming in, and he goes because he keeps his power suit on him every time. It's probably underneath his suit that he's wearing right now. He can just rip it open like Superman. And
congrats, every viewer of the podcast. You're getting socks for Christmas. The Hurricane coming through.
You're all getting socks for Christmas, and it's great.
Two people I didn't even think about, but I think there are also people that could show up. At least one of them. Either Wade Barrett or Corey Graves are both two people I would love to see in the Rumble.
Would they be?
They're both cleared. They are both able to do it. So, I mean, that'd be awesome.
I mean, we can see a way, but we've seen commentators come off the mic and still do it. So
I'm tired of that shit.
Okay, but listen, if I have to watch JBL do it, if I have to watch like the more real old commentators that don't need to be in the ring, I would love to see Corey Graves. He can do it.
I've never seen Corey Graves wrestle before, so I would see it. I wouldn't mind seeing what he can do. He talk a good game, like he know what he's talking about, and he's
former NXT Tag Champion Corey Graves.
So never seen him wrestle. Never seen him wrestle a day in my life. So, but I would love to see Wade Barrett do it. Like we haven't seen Wade Barrett do anything after Nexus and the whole core thing. So I would love to see Wade Barrett come back and do it one more time.
I just want to see one person flying through the air get conked on the side of the head with a bullhammer elbow. That's all I want.
Even if that move is like a negative finishing move to me,
Boo.
I still would love. Listen, I would love to see Wade Barrett just because maybe we get like a Nexus entrance from him, just like for posterity, right? Because sometimes we get a really old entrance for no reason. It would be really cool to like even maybe just hear the Nexus theme one more time. That'd be cool. All right, I'm down for that.
I wouldn't be okay. This is a new category. I just thought about it, and I want to know if y'all think who is getting the 1 to 15-second moment in the Rumble. Who coming in and getting thrown right back out?
Oh, the Santino.
Besides, who getting the Santino? Besides, who's getting the Santino Chelsea Green moment? Because that's who it is.
Yeah.
Besides Hurricane, because he'll always get that.
Jinder Mahal.
Oh, I can see that. I can see that for sure. I can see
or
that
Kira Tozawa. Or Tozawa. One of the two.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
It's Tozawa. Dang it, because he's so cool.
He's so great.
The relegations of comedy wrestling.
Oh, Imagine Truth getting that.
No, R-Truth is going to get the Heath Slater moment. You remember when Heath Slater got like beat up on the entrance by like 4 people? Sheamus finally throws him in the ring and then he eliminates Sheamus. I feel like that's what's going to happen with R-Truth if they do something like that with him.
I would love Truth to get the Santino the sequel, where he gets to the final 2, and then it becomes like it's gonna.
He gets thrown out, but not over the top rope, through the rope, and then he just stays lay low. the whole
Yeah.
time. I can see that. I can see that. All right.
They haven't
Now,
done that in like since Rusev and Roman. It's been a minute since they've done that. Like person pops up that you forgot was in the match and wins or loses the match that way. They haven't done that in a while, so maybe we'll see.
Maybe.
Okay, Brooke, you're going to be up now. Who is going to surprise us this year?
Dear Lord, there are so many names that could do it. Obviously, the easy answer is Andrade. I think he's definitely going to be in the match, or at least coming back very soon. But not factoring in the easy answer, I expect and want to see somebody from TNA show up. We already had Mickie James a few years ago. Somebody else is probably going to be there in a minute when we talk about the women's match. We'll talk about her later. But like, I want to see like Josh Alexander in the Royal Rumble. That would be fantastic. Yeah, Lana's had her. It's exactly right. I want to see Josh Alexander show up. I want to see like who else would be really cool. Like Chris Sabin. He just lost the X Division title. He'd be great. No, I'm sorry. Alex Shelley. He just lost the world title. He'd be great to see. There's just like literally anybody on the TNA roster showing up in this match. I will be thrilled. That's what I want. Because dear Lord, we do not need we need this working relationship to happen, and I think this is a good place to start it. So yeah, TNA and Andrade is my easy answer.
Lewis.
I think since H moving into the head of the table, there's definitely been a move to move away from nostalgia and more towards the future. However, I'm a fan of nostalgia in the Rumble. I'm a huge fan of nostalgia in the Rumble. Every fucking year I say it, I'm going to say it again. I need my Sean Waltman fix. I need my X-Pac. The second best member of X Factor after Just Incredible. I need
that is Albert slander. Thank you very much. Not X Factor. Not X Factor the year of our Lord 2024.
No, listen, if it's gonna be anyone, it's gonna be him. In terms of nostalgia. Especially now. Especially now. So
and he'll be competing for like one spot or two spots of nostalgia. So
right. So I need it to happen. I've been clamoring for it for years on end, and I think this is the year where it could actually properly happen.
Wes.
All right. So there are a bunch of potential surprises, right? But I think the most surprising and the least likely to happen would be Lewis's cup mug making.
Yeah,
gotta get one first.
Won't make an appearance.
That's the reason why you haven't seen it at all, because
it's like a surprise. It has to be a surprise.
Yeah.
The John Cena of cup mugs.
No, okay. In all actuality, the person who I'd be most excited for a surprise, past the normal and obvious ones for me, is Matt Cardona. Anybody, if I could have anybody, he is Mr. Indie King. He is, maybe the most successful independent wrestler, except for maybe somebody else from across the seas. So really cool, really great wrestler. Of course, he's grown so much from Zack Ryder, and I think it would be great to see him in the Fed. Will it happen? I don't know, but again, would love to see it.
Well, like we have said many a times on the podcast in the past 2 months, your woman is here. You need to be here.
Period.
And
Period.
In case you were unaware at home, his women
Chelsea
is
Green.
Chelsea Green.
Which I am very annoyed that they made her stop doing that. I am upset.
She did it on main event this week.
She's bringing it back.
I hope
and once
so.
again, the obligatory Samantha Irvin mention on the episode. There you go.
As you should, because
making her 2K debut this year.
Yes.
Very exciting.
We're gonna have great introductions this year.
Speaking of 2K
That's pretty awesome.
period, we love the announcement we got this week of the 2K posters with Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley on the deluxe, Cody Rhodes on the standard, and
Fucking
I
everybody
love
on the fucking
everybody on everything. And then they have customized the refs because we got the women refs in the building, and I'm like, what? Love it.
I
Love
forget her
the
name.
thing
I
that
need to remember her name.
Daphne
Oh,
Deshawn.
Daphne.
Yeah, Daphne. I forget her actual. I think it's Aja something is her ref name, but I know her as Daphne because she posts on
Yeah.
her TikTok all the time.
Awesome.
She posted this video of her reacting to her ref model in the game because they
Mm-hmm.
got rid of like the generic bland referee designs and they have like the actual refs in the game now. I am so excited for all of these referees because really they are such an important part of the product, and I'm really happy they're getting their shine.
Absolutely.
But not only that, special guest ref is back this year.
Mhm.
And also they're doing a creator referee in the creation suite this year. So basically, the refs, you're getting a bunch. So congrats.
Bro,
Absolutely.
all I'm saying is, if we can see Samantha Irving get over with the WWE Universe as a commentator, dude, I'm ready for the over ref. Wait until we get a ref that is as over as Samantha Irving is as a commentator. That would be crazy.
See,
Imagine
the
a day
thing
we
is,
get ref
AEW already has that though. They have Aubrey Edwards, and she's pretty big there. But like,
yeah, but I'd be talking WWE. I'm talking the Fed.
Oh,
I'm talking about where things are happening.
The
That-
Fed.
the Fed.
I just love that for all of the refs and for her, especially Daphne, because that's the one I follow. I follow her on Twitter and TikTok.
But Lana,
Yeah.
what about you? What about your
Me.
surprise choice?
My surprise choice is never going to happen, but I want it to happen so badly. I don't know how this person is doing or these people are doing outside of the business. I don't know if they're healthy. I don't know if they gotten over anything that they were going through, but I still would love it anyway. And that is a Jeff or a Matt Hardy to just show up. I'm sure they're doing other things. I know they probably won't come because they probably can't come and they probably aren't allowed to come. Well, Jeff anyway. So, but I wouldn't mind seeing one more Rumble with the Hardys, and that's just who I would love to see. But that's not happening. I know it's not happening. I feel like Lewis. I don't know why I'm saying it. Everybody's
I don't know what I'm saying.
That'll happen the day that CM Punk gets back in the thing.
I don't see it happen. Credit to Jeff; he had a decent showing against Darby last week. Anyway, I'll be remiss if I didn't mention JTG.
I want that bad. He has been tearing up the indies lately.
JTG.
Yeah, I mean, especially because I thought it was gonna happen the year Chad passed away.
Yes.
I thought he was gonna show up, but he's been doing some really cool stuff on the indies. He's got this really cool redesign of his character that's made himself really compelling. He had a banger of a match with Kid Bandit on DPW last year. If you haven't checked that out, also check out Kid Bandit. But if you haven't checked out that match, it's great. And you know, he is the first guy to do a sling blade in WWE, so we'll see if he comes back.
Period. All right.
Who do you think's winning though?
Right. That was. I was saying you can let me finish my next question.
I don't know everybody here.
I'm trying to host a show here. I can't host a show if you're cutting me off. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But question, guys, and everyone around the spectrum, who do you think's gonna win? Brooke.
Okay. Again, if you would have asked me this question like 2 months ago, I would have had a very different answer than what I have today. However, I'm still debating because there's a part of me that thinks it's that the most part of my brain says it's going to be CM Punk. There is a tiny bit of my brain that says it's going to be Cody, and there's an even teeny little part of my brain that's saying it's going to be Gunther. But I'm going to go with CM Punk because that's where most of my brain is lying, is CM Punk.
Okay. What?
Yeah, so what the thing that's going to make some people upset, perhaps, is the truth is that the American Cody Roadster is definitely my pick, and I think is going to win. I think he's going to be the 2-time Rumble back-to-back, and I'll give my reasonings later. But I'll say it's the Codester for me.
Lewis.
fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Gunther. I'm gonna say Gunther.
Okay.
I think the longest Iron Man person thing will eventually get his win this year.
I am going with what I know, how I feel in my heart. It's gonna be CM Punk because that's how they're gonna have him face Seth Rollins. High five. See, the girls know. The girlies
We
know.
know.
The girlies we know.
We just know. We just know.
I think.
And I'm writing this down, y'all, because I want us to have an accurate when we come back next week. I want to make sure I'm very accurate.
I don't think I think they're gonna decide on the day, and I think it's gonna depend on Seth.
If his injuries are okay, is
Like,
he gonna actually make it to Mania?
Is he actually gonna make it to Mania? Is it
that's
worth
the crazy
risking?
thing too. Y'all remember a few years ago when Naomi was a SmackDown Women's Champion, and she had the exact same injury that Seth Rollins had.
And what did they do?
Vacate that belt, and then she won the belt back at Mania. I was mad. We were all irritated.
Period.
But the thing is, I wouldn't be mad if they did it to Seth because apparently his timetable is very tight, right? Because Naomi's injury happened at the beginning of January. Seth's did too, but his is apparently slightly more severe than Naomi's. So Seth's window is very small here. If there is even like this much hesitation, he's not going to be able to compete at Mania, and they're going to vacate that belt that quick.
I mean, but they should have done that. I'm like, why didn't y'all do that to him and then just give him the opportunity to come back at WrestleMania and win it again, whatever, like they did Naomi? But like, what I don't understand the double standards we got going on here in the WWE, because if we have somebody with the same injuries and Seth is even more than what Naomi was, and you had her vacate hers, but he still get to hold on to it up until we decide, oh, it's okay or it's not okay. Like, and they wonder why people don't stick around in the company. But that was under Vince's reign. This is under Triple H's reign. So maybe Triple H is like, I've been injured like this. I've seen people injured and coming back quicker than others or whatever. So we'll see. I was irritated though, but I wasn't.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, all right? I think, and you can put this down in the Westradamus prediction book, Lon. You can write it on your pad of paper. Here's the thing. It's going to come down. There's going to be 3 people in this ring. Maybe not Gunther, but it's going to be one man and 2 others. And one of them is that it is going to be CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, and they will be final 2. And then the other is after CM Punk and Cody Rhodes are final 2. It might be Gunther 3rd. It might be Gunther's 3. He might make it all the way to 3rd because that Iron Man Lewis, I'll give you, Gunther is an Iron Man. He'll make it to the end. I think he's going to get double eliminated by Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, and we are going to watch, because I don't know if you guys got to watch that vignette on Raw. I imagine everyone did because it blew up.
I did.
But that vignette got me so excited for the Rumble, and kind of to me shows that they are both so over. It doesn't matter who wins. I honestly could see it going to CM Punk. You know, I love CM Punk. It could go to CM Punk. It could go to Cody Rhodes. But those 2 will be the final 2 in the Rumble, and there is no other way it goes.
I agree. It's crazy that the 3 people. I feel like they could be in the final 3. I do feel like they're 3.
Anybody want to know who, like, of our final 4? Who's the 4th? Because it's Gunther, Cody, CM Punk, and who?
I'm gonna
Drew
go
McIntyre.
out on a limb. Drew McIntyre is the easy answer, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Andrade. I think it would make a lot of sense. We know Triple H loves this man. Like, you remember the Andrade NXT title reign, or at least if you don't, it was a long one, and Triple H booked him like a star. So if Andrade is coming back and they want to make him a big deal, they could do that, and I think Andrade being at the end would make a ton of sense. I could see Nakamura at the end. There's a lot of options here, I think, for that 4th slot.
Lewis?
Just one last point on the Andrade. When I said about the Fatal 4-Way, it's the picture after the Fatal 4-Way, I wouldn't mind seeing Andrade working with one of those 3 heading into the Mania season.
I can see that. My pick for the final 4 is Damian Priest.
Yeah.
I think he's the 4th. I think Damian's the 4th.
No, my pick is fake Diesel, obviously.
Shut up, fake Diesel. We don't get out of here. Kane coming back to
Absolutely
be
not.
fake Diesel. Stop.
Not more
Uh,
fake Diesel.
Absolutely
But
not.
let's talk about what because we spent enough time with these boys, and so now it's
Yeah.
time to get to the main event.
Girls
The
Club.
ladies are in the building. Women's Royal Rumble. It's happening. Brooke, give us those who have confirmed from the
Oh.
Women's Royal Rumble.
All right, as of recording, there are 6 people announced for the Women's Royal Rumble. And once again, in the order they were announced, we have Bayley, Nia Jax, the man Becky Lynch, Mother Queen cover star Bianca Belair, Maxine Dupree, and Ivy Nile. So those are the 6 we have right now that are confirmed. I'm assuming we're going to get a lot of mid-card people thrown in there too. People like Mia Yim, people like Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, etc.
Shotzi. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
those are the 6 that are confirmed right now.
We're getting the rest of Damage Control. I feel like Oscar and Kyrie Sane will be in there.
And Dakota, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Maybe Dakota, if her injury's okay, so she'll probably be in there too. I think we're getting. I was about to say a name, and I know she gone, so I ain't gonna remember her. But I think we're gonna get the. We're getting Valhalla. We're getting, just those that kind of card
Yeah.
people are coming. But NXT now, here's where I am going to say this. I don't know these NXT girls that well, besides one that I don't even know if she's NXT either. No,
Who?
I don't really know. Never mind. Nope. She's gonna be in mine. I guess return surprise. I guess not even really. You know what? I don't know. Jade Cargill is coming, by the way. I don't know what you claim her to be in, if she is a surprise
I'd say
entry or a
surprise.
return. But
I'd say she's
coming.
a debut. I don't know if she's really a surprise anymore.
Right.
But I think she's gonna be in it too.
I think she's in it. I think
She's
in it.
she's in it.
She's definitely in it.
Mhm.
She's definitely
in it.
that. Would
If
make
she's
no
not
sense.
in it, if she's
It
not
would
in
be
it,
stupid.
what are you fucking playing at?
Right? Why are you playing in her face like that if she is not in it? Why do you bring her into the company? You parade her around like cattle, and then you put her in the back room and say, "Here, work on your craft,"
Well-
and then we don't see her forever.
Well,
So-
she's been training with Natalia and Tyson Kidd at the Dungeon.
Mhm,
They're wrestling school they run in Canada. I've been seeing the clips online. This is what she needed the entire time in AEW, because AEW never really gave her that fundamental learning pad to grow from. We always knew it was there. They just never gave her the time to learn it because she was on TV all the time.
Right.
But now I think that she's got this really solid technical base underneath that power, because she's huge. She's
Yeah, she's
she's tall. So I think
Yep.
she's really going to be a really interesting attraction to see come to the main roster soon. Or they could send her down to NXT and let her terrorize that crowd for a little bit. I'm fine with that too.
and I'm fine with that too. I just want to see her on TV in some capacity. I think it's time. So let's get into NXT. I'm going to leave that to y'all because I don't know none of the women in NXT besides Roxanne Perez. That's the only girl I know. Oh no, I do know another one. Never mind. But go ahead.
Easy answer for me. I think we're getting Tiffany Stratton. I think we're getting Roxanne
That's-
Perez.
That's who I was thinking.
But who I want is a very different statement than who I think we're gonna get. I want Lash Legend so badly. She's incredible. She's really worked out a lot of the kinks out of her stuff in the past 3 months. And I also want my random NXT woman call up to just show up and happen, even if they're not somebody who's getting featured a lot in the product. So you know what? I'm going to shout it out. Someone I really want to be in this match, Amari Miller. She has just came back from an ACL tear a few weeks ago. She's been wrestling on Level Up, getting a little bit more seasoning, a little bit more experience. I just want her to get something, because they didn't even put her in that Battle Royal a few weeks ago, and she's great. She's really talented. There's also the possibility of a returning Solruka, so there's that too. But basically any lady from NXT showing up, I will be happy. Any of them.
Lou? Okay, Lewis.
Glad you mentioned Last Legend. That was going to be one of mine, but now I get to pick another one. I actually have 3, but let me pick the one.
Just do all 3 of them.
Fuck it. Thea, is it Thea or Thea Hale? I don't know how to pronounce it. Thea Hale. Kalani Jordan.
Oh yeah, free.
Yeah. I think most likely out of the 3 though is Blair Davenport.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wes?
They're all great, yeah.
Well, Lana,
Are you on the same brand as me?
We in the same place.
The same okay, so any of them coming will be great for you, huh?
Exactly.
Period.
Just let me know their name. Can I know their name? Can I know who they are before they hit the main roster, please? Without having to watch NXT game.
Yeah, I know you love Roxanne Perez though.
Oh, of course, but we've already been talking about Roxanne.
Yeah.
Her and the ones that everybody mentioned, those are the ones I know. Tiffany Stratton, Roxanne Perez, Lash Legend, like those are all I know. And so I'm like, great, I want them.
For those of you who are curious, Roxanne Perez is in a NXT Women's Title match the Sunday after, a week from Sunday. So at Vengeance Day against Lyra Valkyria. So we'll see how that turns out.
Hey, you know what?
Where is that?
Further one. I need to see Roxanne Perez and I need to see Pop Rocks. There you go. Now I'm good. I need to see her hit it. That's it. Then she can get eliminated. I don't care.
Okay. So Wes, since you and me are like in this stage, it's not for us to know NXT people because we don't watch it. But
exactly.
Returners. Do you have one? Do you have some?
I got one, kind of like Sheamus, although less drastic. We haven't seen Raquel Rodriguez since, or at least we don't know how long she'll be gone, because she's been dealing with a mass. I forget what it was, but it was like a mast cell issue in some part of her body. I don't have all the details, but I know that she's out for an indeterminate amount of time. It might be literally 2 weeks. It might be 2 months. It might be more. But I know that Roxanne is away from television, or supposed to be. But I don't know if it's going to happen, because she might be out for longer. I don't know how bad her infection is or anything like that. But a Rumble return back into programming, back into daily programming, back into live shows would be great. So that'd be my
Lewis. Great. Lewis.
Shows how much I've been paying attention to the product. I thought this person was missing, but they only competed last week, so clearly I'm not paying enough attention. So my returnee that I had planned is rendered useless because they have
already returned.
It
was gonna be Tegan Knox, but
she's
just there.
She's absolutely just there.
I just watched her.
Okay. Oh God. Can't for the life of me name someone that's not been in action.
Take one of the pregnant girls.
Who's the pregnant girls?
Carmella, Alexa, Xylee.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say we can talk about
Alexa Bliss. That was you just took my. See, Brooke, you talking. I always take my answers. Like I only have one
every
person.
Every time.
Lana,
every single time.
Lana,
you can still mine because you know who I'm gonna pick.
We know you're picking Liv. It's on the freaking screen right now.
Live for the Rumble. Live for the Rumble, please.
Right,
please. I've had to deal 6 months without living.
I'll go last.
Alexa Bliss was who I was going to pick as a return because I'm like,
okay,
I'm thinking about the time I'm like, she's been pregnant, she's had the baby, she's been out for a few months with nursing and doing all the things that you do as a mother. I'm trying to calculate how long it would take to get back into wrestling shape. We've seen women do it really quickly and come back. I don't know how long Alexa wants to be out, and I say, look, you're a mother. You take as long as you need to get yourself back together and spend that time with your child, because those are very important times of your life.
You know what, though, Lana? It's been a year. Bring your 1-year-old to the Rumble. I'll watch the kid. I don't care.
She could do that if she's like, and I feel like Alexa Bliss is probably that person who has been itching to get back, because she left at such a point where she was at the crossroads in her career. Like what turn would, because she could have went either way, because she could have went down the dark path and then we lost Bray, and so now it's like, where would she go from here? And so I'm like, I'm very interested, and I would love to see her come back as the Alexa Bliss of old, the not the twisted Bliss, but like that right in the middle where she is very like still and then all of a sudden it just turns dark. So she has those moments. I want her to be in limbo, like Bray was with the Playhouse. I'm good, but then
If there's
you push me.
If there's one person who's allowed to carry on Bray's legacy in this product, it is Alexa Bliss.
Absolutely.
That is the one person who, because someone else tries to steal that could kind of look the wrong way, and no one's going to quite do it like Bray. But Alexa was already doing that.
It's a difficult one. I don't know if I was in if I was in Alexa's position that I would want to do that.
I mean, I don't want. She doesn't have to go as full in as like she was before with Bray there. But like, remember when she was just starting off and she was like, how she was with Nikki, like, go get me some coffee, like that girl, the mean girl story, like, and she can get really mean when she wanted to. That's where I would want Alexa Bliss to be really like girly, coming out in her little thing, doing her thing, and then people push her to a point where it's like signs of the old twisted Bliss like comes through, and it's like, ooh, is she? Oh, okay. I don't know if she might be a little crazy, but then she'll turn around and like smile at you, like, what? What are you talking about? That's where I want her to go. I don't want her to be full twisted Bliss, but I don't want her to be full Alexa Bliss as old, but just caught in the middle. And people, I think that'd be a good story. But
okay. Oh, go ahead.
In the same boat as Alexa Bliss, Carmella been out since March, had her baby in November. If she shows up, I won't.
No, I think it's still too soon. November, December, that's only 2 months.
Alexa had her baby in November too.
I have my person.
They both had it in November. Then they ain't coming back. Then they not coming back. 2 months is too soon.
I have my person. She's been missing since October, November. Nikki Cross.
Yes.
Was also literally on Raw on Monday.
That's not what the database says. What?
She was literally in the background wandering around.
Okay, but she hasn't.
She hasn't been on TV.
She was on TV. Was there. Yeah, she was there. She hasn't been in a match since then, but she was like wandering around.
So that will count as a return.
Ground, it's
that will count as a return.
Valid.
Yeah. Listen, do you want to see? Yeah, if someone said to me, "Hey, I really want this person," oh, they came back. Where? Oh yeah, they were in the background of this one photo. Nah.
It was during the tag match on Raw this past Monday with Shayna and Zoe against I want to say Candice and Indy, and you could just see Nikki Cross just wandering around on the stage, like during the match. But yeah, if she shows up, I won't be surprised.
Oh,
but,
are they putting her back into the LeRae thing?
Possibly, we'll see.
But so now we have the returns. We had the NXT. You all see my surprise, who I want, and if it doesn't happen, it probably won't. But I want it so bad. It could, but I'm not.
I think there's still a chance.
I still think it's a chance too.
Well,
TNA Impact goes out. Go ahead.
Y'all did see on Twitter today where somebody posted, like a designer, like a known wrestling gear designer, posted excited for Saturday with this really beautiful blue wrestling gear and tag Naomi in the picture. Did y'all see that? Because that happened today.
I did not see that.
So, gorgeous gear too. It looked like her. You remember the green puffy robe she used to wear during the Glow entrance? It kind of was that, but instead of green, it was blue. That's what it was giving.
The beauty of Impact being pre-recorded is that it doesn't need to go out in linear as recorded. So we could be seeing that final match tomorrow. So I think there's still a chance that we see Naomi on Saturday. And I'd be very, very happy.
And I actually think there's a great chance. And I have a feeling, guys, about this Women's Rumble. I have a feeling that we are about to get the best Women's Rumble we've ever had, guaranteed. And one way that can happen is with Naomi's appearance. But here's the thing. Naomi's always had a partner in crime.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
guess what?
Tamina.
Guess what? Tamina, nobody
There's
Nobody's meaner than Tamina. Stop it.
I love
No.
Tamina. That's somebody I would love to see come back as a return. We didn't talk about her, but I love her.
Yeah, listen, y'all. We might be getting Naomi Banks. I'm just saying. And if we get it, this is the best Rumble of all time. But that's not even my choice. That's not even my surprise. Because, listen, Brooke already be knowing this, okay?
Duh.
Listen, we talked about Alexa Bliss, right? We talked about her maybe being giddy, go crazy. Someone invented that before her, and that is my favorite female wrestler of all time, which is AJ Lee, who happens to have the hell frozen over man who might win the entire Rumble. The entire men's Royal Rumble might happen first, right? CM Punk wins the Rumble, and then AJ Lee appears.
Her man is here. She should be here. Period. Point blank. I don't care what nobody say. And I 100% feel in my bones and guts and soul, AJ Lee will be showing up. We will be lighting it up, and I will be very excited to see that. She coming. We done got a AJ shout out. Like CM Punk mentioned her name on the show. So I'm like, AJ's coming, and that's fine. Even though in the interview she was just like, I'm so happy for him. I'm supporting him. I'm just, we talked about this. He's gonna be there. That's his, and I'm like, girl, who you trying to convince? Because you ain't convincing me. AJ will be there. Period. Louis, you sound like you disagree with that, though.
I don't think so. I think she's so far gone from the business that even if Punk being there, I think she's much happier where she is right now. But that's just me.
But Lewis, listen. Lewis, let's be real with each other, okay? This isn't coming back for a pay-per-view match. This isn't coming back.
I know, I get it. One-off.
This is Royal Rumble.
I get it, yes.
So, if the Hurricane can come through,
the Hurricane would like go for any opportunity with the drop of a pencil. Like it's not, no, we're not making that comparison.
Listen, I'm just saying if we can see these old people return and do one more time, what's one more time?
Well, I mean, we also got to talk about Lewis that she's removed from the business. Was she not just working as the color commentator for WoW like 5 months ago? Because I'm pretty sure.
Okay, like as in like fucking the physical aspect.
She was just training with CM Punk for a movie. She was just there. She's still training. She's still.
Fuck you, right?
Fuck
you, right? You're right.
She ain't that far removed at all.
I think
the last thing you're gonna tell me, Lewis, is she isn't physically ready for it.
Oh, she ready.
That's the last thing you're telling me.
My call outs, I have like a ton, but I'm not going to keep everybody because, again, we could be here forever if I talked about all the women I want to see in this match. So we'll just keep it short and say the three that I really want. One, I'm assuming AJ Lee is going to be here. If we have AJ Lee, we need Caitlyn. Secondly, I personally would like to see Michelle McCool again. I don't care if y'all are tired of it. I love her and she's great. If we get Michelle, we need Layla. And then finally, I have been asking for Eve Torres in this match for years. Yeah, I just really like her. She never gets her flowers. I really hope that her being in 2K last year is a setup for her being in the Rumble and then getting inducted into the Hall of Fame this year because she deserves it so much. Obviously, also Jazz, obviously, but again, we all want it.
I'm gonna say, Lewis, you weren't finished with your thought. I don't think. Did you have something?
Oh, I was gonna say, if AJ does do it, I hope the payout is huge. Anyway, we talk about Hurricane being the socks of the men's Rumble, the socks of the women's Rumble. Mighty Molly, no.
She is.
Listen, it wouldn't surprise me. Let's go for another that wouldn't surprise me. That would count as a surprise. Alicia Fox. I I think
Oh, what was that?
that's a word that it's there, and I'll be like, oh yay, Alicia, hello.
Okay. So here is my surprises besides Naomi, who I would love. Because I would love a reunion happening when Naomi comes back. Not just with Sasha Banks, because duh.
Oh,
But I need a Funkadactyls reunion. I need Cameron to come out because I've seen Cameron doing her thing and she's still in shape. She's still wrestling. I would love to see Cameron come back for a Rumble. It would be fun. She don't got to stay for long, but
I
Ariana or whatever her name is.
mhm, I agree. And the reason why I'd want it again was because the first time didn't feel.
Right.
It didn't have that like weight to it that it needed because there was so much other components that were going on at that point in the match that it felt like, oh, that happened.
Right. I
So
also feel. Oh, go
Go
ahead. I'm
ahead.
sorry. You're
no,
cutting
no,
out,
no,
so
no,
I didn't
yeah,
know you
no,
were finished.
no, go ahead.
Oh, I agree with Brooke. Jazz definitely needs to be there. I feel like it's about time, and she deserves her flowers. Period. And one last person who probably won't, but I would love them to have a moment to get it done over again and have a chance to come back and do it again, and that's Karma.
Sable. No. Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
I want Karma. I need Karma to be able to come back and not leave the way she did because I felt like that was such a ridiculous way to make her leave and not have her have a moment where she can actually do what Karma does. So I would love to see Karma come back. But
So someone else that I think needs to be mentioned. There are two more someone else's. One is Mickey James. That rumor's been going around for ages. Once again, your man's is here. You need to be here. But also, I really want to see Gail Kim in this match.
I knew that was
know
coming.
we're not
I knew
going
that was
to.
coming.
I know it's not going to happen, and I'm going to be forever sad that Gail Kim will never be in this Royal Rumble. But if there is any year for it to happen, it is this year because of the WWE TNA stuff that's been going on, and you know.
You can't mention Karma / Awesome Common that not mention
Gail
Kim
Kim,
in the same.
Yeah. That's her like eternal rival from TNA. Like, if we get either of them in this match, I will be thoroughly floored and so excited. I want Gail so bad. Again, someone who never got her flowers in that company that deserves the world for making independent women's wrestling matter to a lot of people.
Okay. So now that we got all that, who's winning?
Shit, yeah.
Who's winning?
I'll go first. I don't think it'll.
I was say, Brooke, put your finger down. That ain't happening.
I don't think it'll be Liv.
No.
With the way it's being set up on TV, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Bailey win.
Okay, Brooke, who do you actually think? Because we know it ain't Liv.
See, it's tough because I think up until a few weeks ago when Charlotte got injured, Bailey was my pick. Now that Charlotte's not there, I feel like SmackDown kind of needs Bailey to keep around with what she's doing, and they might delay it a little bit and let her maybe get turned on an Elimination Chamber. So that makes me think somebody on Raw is going to win it. And between the options on Raw, the only two that even remotely interest me are Becky and Liv. And that also depends on Liv coming back. I don't want it to be Becky. I'm kind of tired of her hovering around the title. So I'm manifesting a Liv Morgan win because the one time I didn't pick her was the one time she won Money in the Bank. So we're just going to manifest it and hope it happens.
I love the hope that you have, but Liv's coming back with what she's coming back from. She is not winning this Rumble. They are not going to give her the Rumble right out the gate. She got the.
Now, hold on.
She got a year. She got a year to get it together.
If I heard that right, Brooke, you just said the one time you didn't predict it, it happened. Shouldn't you be predicting anybody else?
No, because here's the thing. If she doesn't win, I'm going to feel like me not predicting her to win is the reason she failed. So no matter what, I think Liv has a shot to do well here if she comes back. We think she's going to be back. We're not sure yet. But like, again, Bailey winning makes sense, but I feel like they might have to delay it a little longer because they don't have anybody to keep that top level heel stuff on SmackDown right now. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna hit you with more than just a winning prediction. So I already said that the horsewomen, so to speak, are gonna be around, right? We talked about Banks, we talked about Naomi, Loki, for when Becky. So I want a replacement of the 4 horsewomen, a new 4 horsewomen. All right, I think Bailey's winning this Rumble. Okay, and we probably aren't going to see Charlotte being in the final 4. To me, in my opinion, I don't think, but I think we're going to see Becky in the final 4. I think we're going to see Naomi in the final 4. And then I'm going to give that 4th spot to Jade Cargill. And that's who I want as my final 4. So I'll give you more than just the winner. I think Bailey's winning this match. But I'll give you all 4. That's who I want. And Jade Cargill will be final 4 for this Rumble, guaranteed.
If she's in it.
If she's in it.
Because
if she shows up,
we
she's
still
final 4.
don't know what they're doing with her.
Bold prediction.
Also, in case anybody hasn't been following Charlotte and the knee injury and all that stuff, she's already doing rehab and already working out on her knee, doing elastic exercises. She's gonna be back by May probably, and it's insane.
I'm gonna change my prediction. I never do this.
Okay.
And it's a very bold one. Very, very bold.
Okay.
If she is back by Rumble, Naomi's winning.
Oh. Okay.
Work Diva.
I mean,
I think the Naomi Ripley rivalry would be so sweet.
Also, don't bring back the rear view. No more.
I mean, if she comes back, I think she's going to SmackDown though.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Jimmy is on SmackDown.
I mean, again, this is the problem that we are having is we can pretty much tell you what's going to happen on SmackDown at Mania. It's pretty much, we all kind of know it's going to be Bayley Io or some combination of damage control people. We kind of figure. Raw is really interesting because, and this is going to sound like a backhanded compliment, they haven't really done much with Rhea in terms of feuds, which leaves the door open, which is why I think Liv has a better chance than most of the rest of the Raw roster, because at least there's a storyline there. There's at least a story that could be told. There's not really much with that with anybody else other than Becky.
I have 2 things. Okay. If she comes back, Sasha Banks wins the Rumble. And then she goes on to face Rhea Ripley because I feel like that leaves the door, like you said, nobody on Raw that has been really challenged Rhea, and it kind of leaves the door open. We've seen the whole Becky Rhea thing, and that's kind of I'm over it. I'm over like you said, I'm kind of over Becky hovering around the title reign anyway. She's done it. She's had all these other different things. It's time to move on. They took it away from Bianca because they felt like it was time for her to move on, and same thing for Becky. She don't need to keep coming back and going to it. I feel like maybe Sasha wins if she comes back. If she doesn't come back, because there's been rumors that she may not come back because of deals not going through or whatever. I think who wins this Rumble? I want to say Bayley, but that's the reason we keep talking about. If Bayley Io at Royal Rumble, at WrestleMania makes sense. It just makes the most sense.
But it could happen at Elimination Chamber.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to happen here.
Right. And they're good for doing that with the women's title. They don't have to have them.
But if it happens in Chamber, what is the move to Mania?
To Mania, right? If Bayley wins it at Elimination Chamber, who takes it from? What's the match at Mania?
No. But what I'm saying is, it might be that Bayley doesn't win this Rumble now, and Bayley wins Chamber going into Mania. Is what I'm saying. They don't have to give Bayley her flowers right now.
Okay, so Bayley
But will Bayley Io be the move for Mania as well?
Probably. I think so. And that's what I've been saying too, is that the reason I don't think Bayley's winning the Rumble is because I think there's a really cool story they could tell with half of Elimination Chamber, or hell, even if Dakota Kai's back by then, which she could very well be, having literally all of Damage Control in Elimination Chamber, right? And Bayley gets the win, and she has to fight Io at Mania for the belt, and then the group turns on her. That's more compelling than Bayley winning the Rumble and having this back and forth of if she's challenging Rhea or if she's challenging Io, and then the group turns on her for no reason, and then she challenges Io at Mania. Like, I just think there's a better story to tell with Bayley winning Elimination Chamber than there is with her winning the Rumble.
I can see all of that. I don't know. This is why I want this match. Just excites me the most because it's so wide open. You just don't know who's going to win it. For now, I'm gonna say it's. I want to say Becky, but I want to say Becky. But I think it might. If it's not Bayley, it's probably Becky. Oh, no, you know what? I'm gonna go against the grain. It's Nia. I'm gonna say Nia. I don't want to say Nia, but I'm gonna say Nia because she's been on this road, and I don't know. I still think that 11 people just go eliminated anyway at the end. She might make it to the final four, but I don't think she go. I don't know. Maybe not.
Plus side, we can at least say it won't be Ronda Rousey, and that's all that I care about.
That is very, very true, sir. Brooke, you ain't saying nothing but the truth right there for sure, because it is not Ronda Rousey. I would love it to be Shayna Baszler because, like, why not? She beat Ronda Rousey, and they ain't did nothing with her since then. But whatever, it ain't gonna be her.
Throw her in a tag team.
Why? Because that's what we do.
She's been on tag team roulette. I feel so fucking sorry.
So long. It's ridiculous.
We ain't going there. We ain't going there.
We ain't going there. We'll be here for another 2 hours. Because, oh my God. We gonna go. We gonna leave y'all be. We appreciate y'all sticking around and watching us talk about Royal Rumble. Let us know what you think about predictions. If we're right, we're wrong. You tell us in the comments below who you think is winning the Rumble, who you think is going to win those two matches that we basically did not care about but talk a lot about. Follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, because we have funny moments and we do funny things. This by far is the longest video we've ever done here for the wrestling podcast because, wow, I guess we really do love Royal Rumble. Subscribe to this channel, our main channel, The Cup Pod, our Eurovision channel, The Cup ESC, for all content of drag, reality TV, and Eurovision. Follow us on our socials if you want to. We appreciate you. We talk about stuff. Wrestling is probably involved in some of those conversations as well. Get your merch, the cup mug, period. I have one. Wes has one. Brooke has one. Lewis will never get one until that so-called dream match happens that we don't know what dream match it is. Get your cup and we gonna get out of here. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. We're out of here. Go watch the Rumble on Saturday. It's gonna be a good one. We'll be back next week to